What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Wise Words with Gootecks and Mike Ross. Today we got a question, and the question is from
who?
Eric Killian, MB, who says, Street Fighter V is hopefully going to attract tons of newcomers to local tournaments and gatherings. What can FGC veterans do to make sure these new players keep coming and stay hungry?
Well, I think there is only one simple answer, and it's definitely may not be the best answer, but it is the only answer that I'm comfortable with. And if you want to keep these newcomers around and you keep their hunger levels at a maximum, it's the FGC vets' responsibility to beat their asses. Why? You have to filter out the weak, Gootecks. You can't force hunger upon a player. You beat their ass. Think of when I came into the game and other players around that time. The FGC vets at the time were the Valles, the Watsons, the Ed Ma's, and those guys. You know how they kept me hungry? By beating my ass. And all I wanted to do was beat them. I had that hunger. I came in the game hungry. But I wasn't a newcomer.
Yeah, you were still not new.
You're right, I wasn't new.
When I was a wee nooblet,
And you had the same facial hair and head, but it was on a little body and you had a bow tie on, right? A wee nooblet, yes.
super long hair.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we go. Okay.
What kept me hungry was the disrespect from other players.
Yeah.
So I think that can be one way to keep people hungry, is to just, like you say, like you prescribe, is just ass beating after ass beating.
Yeah.
To make people question, why do they play this game?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are they doing with their lives? And why continue?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there was definitely one guy at the Cal Poly Arcade.
Do you remember his name by chance?
His name was Alan.
Oh, okay. I like how you. Okay, you don't forget the names.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Okay.
I remember. Come see me in Street Fighter 5.
There you go. Okay. There you go.
Even in 4.
Yeah.
Even in 4. You know, we talked before about how, you know, people are in a different phase now in their lives.
Yeah.
People who were good at 4, whatever. So guys who were good at Third Strike probably didn't have that same hunger in 4.
Of course.
And definitely have fallen off of the radar.
Because they were already phasing out in the Third Strike era.
That's right. This motherfucker would feel would feel himself so hard.
Alan, I can't believe
he was so smug.
I should know an Alan that went to Cal Poly.
Oh, you didn't play Third Strike. He only played Third Strike.
But no, like, remember my friends with Josh and all that stuff, and they were all, he was at Cal Poly, so I knew like a lot of that community, but I know I would know him if I saw his face.
You know, there's something to be said for that sort of motivation. The motivation of just getting the shit kicked out of you and feeling like a worthless human. Yes. That can definitely cause some people, such as ourselves, to continue the journey to getting
to hulk up, right?
Yeah, exactly, to getting stronger. But then there's this other school of thought that says, like, well, maybe that's not the most efficient way of getting people to like stick around and learn how to play the game. And one of the things that I notice a lot is that in areas where they don't have a huge scene, maybe communities that are in countries that aren't so populated with like, you know, dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of players every week. Communities with like less than 20 people, especially that are like either island communities or countries that aren't necessarily like top of the first world countries. These guys seem to have like it's probably reflective of like the entire culture, not just in fighting games. But I think these guys feel discouraged, and they feel like when they lose, some people lose at a game and they're like, fuck this, I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do in order to get better. And other people lose at a game and like, fuck this, I'm not gonna,
Right, yeah.
I'm done with this game. And to me, cultivating a pool of talent over the long run cannot be based on tournaments. Like tournaments are good for a scene that's like hungry.
Yeah.
And that can be one aspect.
I think I was about to say,
the whole thing.
yeah, I was about to say, I actually think tournaments actually will help kind of newer players, given, you know, if they can participate in a community of their own. You disagree?
Oh my God. Mike, how many times would you go 2 and out? $10? I'm talking about 18-year-old you.
I was about to say, 18-year-old me never went 0-2 ever. So that's why it's like, I guess it doesn't. I'm just
Mike
being
Ross,
real.
the natural.
I'm just being real. Like, I just never
Well,
went 0-2.
Mike, we're not all fucking fighting in prodigies, okay?
So that's why I'm hearing that and you're like, okay, so it might, maybe 0-2 would discourage me.
How many times could you go 0-2? At the ripe old age of like 18, 19, or even younger, or even a little bit older. Like, how many weeks in a row can you drive half an hour to go get bodied 0-2 and not feel like you got any better? How many times, how many weeks could you do that? 4? 5 times? Could you do it?
So in that, around that age, I'll say, because obviously, like when I went to these tournaments, I didn't go by myself. I had a group of people that we all went, right?
Yeah, and but some of them, would you have that's arcade culture, Mike. It's dead. You're a modern day fighting game player.
Yeah. So I have no arcade culture.
There's no arcade culture. You don't have.
I have no friends.
Your friends. You have friends, but they don't play fighting games.
Okay.
It's just you.
Okay.
You work up the balls to go to an event. Finally, you know, you've watched this shit on stream every week. You're like, one of these days I'm gonna go. I'm sure people have told you that. They will watch a certain stream and then they finally show up. Obviously, they get destroyed. They don't know anybody.
But usually if I do talk to those people when it's their first time going, they say it's like the greatest event or whatever. They always have like such a blast. I haven't heard anybody say, or maybe that's why, if like they don't have a good time, they just don't say it. They just slowly exit the door and never come back maybe. I don't know.
There's probably a lot of people that are in that situation, but they don't even talk to you because they're so intimidated. Because they're like, oh, big fucking Hollywood Mike Ross. You know, I don't want to go talk to him. You know, so you have like the super hardcore enthusiasts that are like, fuck yeah, this was amazing. And those people, yeah, they'll come back. But then I would say that's not most people's experience. I think most people's experience is like, damn, they had to work up a lot of nerve to go play in person because they're used to just, you know, they're probably not even that good. They're not that good. They're used to playing online, and then they go out into the real world, they get bodied, and then they're like, maybe this is not for me.
So how do you keep those guys around that already determined that it's not for them?
Well, I'm an advocate of other events in addition to the regular double elimination format. To me, like a round robin event. I mean, whatever, you have your tournaments on whatever, Monday, and then you have the round robin on like Thursday or whatever, something like that. Because when you play in the round robin format, even as a new player, you're gonna play way more matches with way more people, and it's
possibly lose way more times.
You're gonna lose a lot, but it's okay if you lost a lot because maybe you connected with a few of those players that could point you in the right direction. But like the double elimination format, I mean, you could play 4 games of Street Fighter and be done for the night, and like there's no setups for casuals, and then it's just time to go home. So having an additional round robin.
There's something that I favor about having tournaments for newer players, where I see
scrub tournaments.
Yes,
but you can't call them scrub tournaments anymore.
No, that's whatever. No, just call them amateur tournaments or whatever, because that's what it is. I still think. Yeah. Because technically, if you want to take it to my route, before I ever went to Golfland, you know, the big tournaments, I was going to house tournaments or whatever, and that's it. Where it's just you organize it. You and a group of buddies or whatever put in $1. It doesn't matter what you have, because that's all you have.
Something.
Yeah, you know, you put in something and you start there. and
like
then
it.
you graduate before you feel you're ready to go to a bigger tournament. That's how I think it should be.
I like it.
That's how, you know, it's better for new players to enter in on that kind of system.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I like that too. Back in at Family Fun Arcade, rest in peace. We did Third Strike scrub tournaments, and they were called scrub tournaments.
Freaking FFA, I swear, your culture, notice I say your, because that is your culture over there. FFA had the biggest scumbags in the world. Oh my gosh. How, I entered Marvel tournaments at FFA and I saw a man get eliminated 3 times because his homie ran the bracket. I'm done talking about FFA.
Yeah,
I'm done talking about FFA.
I don't even.
Savages over there, savages. That's where Fnatic came from, savages.
That may be.
He'll admit it.
That may be true, but was it FFA that was savages, or was it just savages playing Marvel 2? Because on the Third Strike side of things,
So you guys were sipping tea? Is that right? You guys were sipping tea, handshakes?
there were definitely herbs involved.
Okay.
And some might say that that was where the greatest strength came from. You know, so
You guys are playing.
you people.
Okay, yes, we were. I will take responsibility for that, yes.
You guys were playing Marvel 2. There may have been some savagery. Third Strike had its own different brand of savagery, but we were doing things that were really the precursors to what's, you know, to the way the tournaments are presented now. Commentary,
Yeah.
player
course.
names, intros, all this shit.
So what are these scrub tournaments? How did that
So the
work?
scrub tournaments, okay, so we would do the ranking battle systems, but basically, in order to enter the scrub tournaments, you couldn't have placed, or you either couldn't have gotten into top 8, or you couldn't
That's
have any
good.
ranking points.
No
or anything
top
like
8
that.
should be allowed in an amateur tournament.
It was something like that, and the scrub tournaments.
I'd go as far as to say top 16, actually.
Well, we had a smaller.
Player base.
Yeah, it was a smaller player base. I mean, I was eligible for a few.
I like that. Okay. I like that's a great. Yeah.
No, it was it was good.
Yeah.
It was a good feeling when I couldn't enter anymore.
Of course. Yeah, because then it's like, okay, I don't need this anymore. I have to go to the next league.
Yeah.
You know, and the same thing should apply for Street Fighter. We need an amateur league.
I agree. Playing people on your skill level is so important because you could play literally. I mean, everybody thinks like, oh, you have to play the best players in order to improve. But you just need to play players that are just that like a little bit better.
Can we do that for 5? Can we host an amateur league? Can we do like an amateur tournament or something for people?
How would we do that? Well, we would need a place. Or we could do it online. That's where all the amateurs are, right, Mike? Online?
Well, okay, yeah. Yeah, so many name changes. I don't trust it online. We'll worry about that
I think
later.
it would be easier to do it in person, but we could definitely do it. Because look at the things that we've done in 2015, right?
Yeah.
We've gotten a couple of non-fighting game people into playing the game. Guys like Xavier Woods, Kenny Omega, even though Kenny obviously was already playing. But it's like
Steve Aoki.
yeah, what's up with that? Mike,
We'll save that for a later conversation.
You're the I mean, Mike is the one with the connects out to the real world. See, this is the thing though, right?
Yeah.
Like Street Fighter 5 should be easier for new people,
More
to get
accessible.
into. But the thing is, like, you can cultivate all of the great fighting game talent, blah blah blah. But who the fuck cares about that when you can have pro wrestlers going up against EDM producers, you know? And that's the shit that gets me hyped.
Yeah. It's 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
That's what we're working on.
You know, how do you get those guys to do it? Well, you need a way to effectively train them. So you need like a model it's almost as though I've thought about this and started working on it or something. But a program that you could just maybe listen to, and then as a new player, somebody that was like, that knew what they were talking about in Street Fighter V could just explain to you how to play. And explain to you and give you some things to walk through in training mode to teach you, number one, how to use training mode, number two, what's new and different about the game.
You should analyze videos and help people out. You should do audiobooks and help people out.
I never thought about that, Mike.
Okay.
That's genius. I never thought about that. Thank you. Do you want to hear the beginning? But yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, in the same way that like people would hand out their mixtapes, or their mix CDs, you know, like I'm just gonna be standing out there
on the corner passing out, yo, get your Street Fighter V audiobook, yo,
here you go.
Straight fire.
Yeah.
Got the headphones on right here if you want to hear it.
Yeah, here, take a listen.
Chapter
we got
3.
a fight stick right there.
Double tap.
That's actually,
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll stand out there with you and pass them out. I'll help out, dude.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll stand on the opposite street corner helping them out. So it's like we're getting both corners covered.
Exactly.
So that way you can't escape. You're gonna get this mixtape.
You're gonna get it. But it's like I'm gonna give it to you and then ask you for money. That was good, right? You learn how to throw a fireball?
That'll be
this is like $10.
You know, $10, $20. I like that. That's the true way to give out a mixtape, right? Ain't free. Anyways. Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully that gives you guys some ideas. Those of you guys that are FGC vets.
Keep the newcomers hooked.
Yeah.
Help them out.
Beat their asses.
Beat their ass.
And give them a format in which they can excel.
Yes.
But I like the first one better. Let's just beat some more asses. But then you create some monsters, right? What if those guys had not beaten our asses so hard?
You're a victim of the ass beating. I'm a victim. We're all victims.
We're all victims. And now it's time to pay it forward.
Exactly. Now it's our jobs to create the next line of victims.
Yeah, exactly.
Line up. Get your ass beat. Gootecks and Mike Ross.
All right, guys. See you later.